and we're talking about something that a lot of people deal with today. It's repeating emotional and energetic patterns in relationships. Join me live and let's discuss this, okay? What are some relationship patterns that you are noticing in your own life? Personally, I have been noticing that I tend to be the healer of my family, friends, and relationships. I noticed that I tend to attract a lot of people that need healing, and I immediately jump into that role, whether it's healthy or not. And one pattern I used to notice is like getting in toxic dynamics where I would show up and want to heal that person, but they wouldn't want to do the work. And so that's a pattern that I have been avoiding addressing because I would hide behind the label of, well, that's my work and that's what I do. When in reality, no, it's not. I'm not um, the person that is going to solve all your problems. I can't be. I can't even solve all my problems. Okay. I'm not going to save you. Have you noticed any issues or patterns that, and they don't have to be bad, but any relationship patterns that you may have noticed in your own personal relationships? I want you to start thinking about that. Comment below. And welcome to the live, honey. It's nice of you guys to join me in this experience. We are going to just talk about the subject today of relationship patterns. And I don't want anyone to feel judged or outed, because what you'll notice is that a lot of people have the same relationship patterns, and a lot of, hi, welcome. Today we're talking about relationship patterns, the ones we want to avoid and the ones that we enjoy. I'll start. Well, I kind of did, but for those of you who are joining, I was talking about just doing healing work. Hi, welcome in, guys. Doing healing work and constantly assuming or attracting relationships where I become the healer or the savior. And then you start to develop this, oh, I can save you complex. Anyone can relate to that? And I want to say that I would love for it just to be in dynamics like intimate relationships. But personally, no. It's in every relationship. In my career, in my friendships. You know what? I'm going to play me some jazz. That's what I am going to play. But I do want to address some of these relationship patterns that a lot of us get into. One of them being um, lack of commitment in our relationships, lack of authenticity in our relationships, repeating ancestral things that we saw our parents do, things that we saw our relatives do or our friends do in their relationships. Like one relationship pattern that I feel like I saw growing up was inconsistency in communication. I have not. I've not seen that. I would say inconsistency in communication, inconsistency in affection. I see my relatives abandon their dreams a lot too, which made them more agitated in their relationships with others. That's interesting. Hi, welcome in. We're talking about relationship patterns. Now, at the emotional level, I feel like we tend to repeat the same types of relationships over and over again because we haven't learned the lesson, of course, but mainly because of connection. That's what I'm learning. That a lot of the times we will endure codependent relationships, abuse, knowing, hi guys, welcome in, knowing they're no good because we want and yearn for connection. Anybody can relate to that? Comment below so I know. Talk to me. Yes. So personally, y'all wasn't gonna tell me I had a little piece sticking out. Come on now. Y'all supposed to be showing me love on here. And common trends that I see show up in modern dating is people rush so quickly. And you wasn't gonna say nothing. Behavioral patterns, how people behave in relationships, start to shift and change, and you can start to notice those patterns as well. I think what's most important and the most healing part is recognizing the patterns that you may fall into, whatever they may be. We could have a laundry list, honey. Maybe it says good vibes. Are you bringing in the good vibes? Or are you being a hater? Choice is yours. I think once I realized what I was attracting, I was able to shift what I was attracting. And some of you are getting what I'm saying. And some of you are a little lost. It's okay, we're going to wake them up. I really want to explore some of these topics today. And I feel like gifting you guys with an oracle reading. Let's get into which one. Oh, yes, let's do that. Where are my Leos, Aries, Sagittarius? What are some relationship patterns? Oh, child, it's already ready. It's already ready. Spirit said it's already ready. Emotional freedom. Emotional freedom. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have been wanting more freedom to explore in your relationships. And one of the problems that you tend to repeat is that you get so excited. Ooh, child. You get so excited to put the work into these relationships that you forget to work on yourself. Y'all wanted to get to some things. You wanted to get to some things. So the thing is, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, my fire signs, is Spirit wants to have you free, even when you are on assignment in your marriage relationship. You need to be free, honey. And free to create, free to be yourself, free to be authentic. Stop aligning yourself in these dynamics where you can't feel emotionally free. Okay? Okay, and so when you don't feel emotionally free, you tend to find yourself in emotionally stifled relationships. Okay, and so because of this, the pattern that we want to avoid is emotional abandonment. Okay, emotional abandonment. You get in these relationships, you absolutely forget who you are because you're wrapped up in the dynamics of the relationship. And then when it's too late, these relationship ends, or you ghost. Come on, Bob, you know it. You ghost, totally abandon the relationship. Am I talking to Aries? Am I talking to Leo? Am I talking to Sagittarius? Okay. Comment your zodiac sign below so you can get your free reading, honey. What emotional patterns are Leos avoiding addressing? Ooh, child. Worthiness. Okay, Leos. You got a lot of bravado, but what about that heart? Clearing out that heart. There's some self-image issues, Leos, that you keep repeating in your dynamics. You keep manifesting these same patterns, Leo, because you are struggling with internal peace. Yes, you keep manifesting these disagreements because you really don't like these people. Honey. You keep finding yourself in relationships with people who are not on your frequency and on your level because you don't recognize your level. You're on a different level, Leos. You're elevating your frequency, especially my Leo women. You're elevating your frequency. You are more sacred with your energy, more sacred with your time. And so you're attracting better opportunities. You're attracting better relationships. But do not find yourself in a dynamics where you forget who you are, how valuable you are. Because you'll get into a relationship with someone who's their person, their what's the word I'm trying to say? Their joy, their peace tends to slip, and it affects you while you're having a good time, and you need to be like, oh no, let me assert my boundaries and maintain who I am. Okay, so that's for Leos. Okay, Aries. Aries. What does Aries repeat? Aries, you keep getting in with these toxic men and masculine energy, honey. And it's because you keep luring them in through your sexuality, okay? And that's really what they came to get. They came to get it and go. And for my Aries men, you keep going towards these women who can only give you sex, who can only give you pleasure, when really you want a queen, divine feminine. Okay? And I'm reading for all sexualities, so where it applies, it applies. Okay? But Spirit wants Aries to transform their energy from this to this. Now there ain't nothing wrong with this, but they got to work for both energies. Okay? They got to work for both energies. Okay? And that is requiring a commitment. So what happens, Aries, is you end up in these fast-lived relationships, or these relationships that take a long time for you to realize it was just like chemistry. It was just chemistry, baby. It wasn't nothing serious. It wasn't nothing serious. Okay? Sagittarius. 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 Same story, except you are attracted to the distorted masculine, Sag. You like men and women who are into the rough boys, the rough play, honey, the military, the aggression, the toxic masculinity. You're actually into that. But Spirit wants you to have something better. You want the playboy. Okay, confirmation. You want the playboy. Spirit wants you to have the husband, the baller shot caller, the one that. See, here's the thing, Sag. You're dating people that lack commitment, and because of that, their money is looking a little weird, and it's an energy thing, and because you don't really like commitment like that, no shade, you're finding yourself in the same situation frequently too. Okay. When you are at a place of like calmness, you're sitting down, you ain't running in and out the house and doing a bunch of different things, you're going to find this peace, Sag, that's going to attract your mate. Okay. And for my masculine Sagittarius men, you've been operating in this distorted masculine energy that will only attract you women that want to use you for your money and your bravado. Like, oh, can you come fix this? Can you come do this? There's nothing wrong with that. But they don't see your value as a man. They don't see your value as a grown man too. That's the thing. There's a lot of people that you will date and they will play with you. Yeah, they find you attractive, but they're not really interested in nothing further. They ain't trying to date you too long. They're not trying to have you meet the parents, the family. You're just for play, Sag. And no, not a child of God. No, you're not for play. Not the Spirit. And so the relationship patterns you keep attracting is people that are financially poor, in spirit as well. They lack commitment and the ability to really transform their lives. And then they be looking at you who can manifest some things real quick. And so I'm just saying. Again, inner peace. Spirit wants me to double back and come back to that. You need to sit down, Sag. You need to sit down, relax. Okay, have you some tea. What happened to my tea, honey? Actually, she got her some water. What is up in this cart? She got her a good sound. She got a journal that says I am enough. Some of y'all need to do your self-care work. Sorry to interrupt this broadcast. Your girl's thirsty. All right. Let's move on to air signs. Where my air signs at? Hello, hello. Where are we watching from? Comment your zodiac sign. Okay, air signs. What relationship pattern are you repeating that we finna solve today? Ooh, ooh. I don't want to take that card. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live. Comment below. Engage. Listen, you're getting a free reading, honey. Just comment. Yeah, it's like I'm talking to bots or something. But I'm clearly channeling real people. Y'all gonna have to learn to get on social media and be social. You got the front row seat to a psychic healer. I would be like, "Hey, girl, Yep, my zodiac sign is da 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 da, and what's going on? I'm giving you a free reading, and you're like, listen, where's the rich people at? Where's the people that's like, listen, rich people don't ever turn down something free, honey. Okay, where's the rich people at? I'm trying to see something. Okay, air signs. Air signs. Let's see. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live. All right, air signs: Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The problems that keep repeating in your relationship dynamics have everything to do with your mother. Okay? Everything to do with your mother, and the mother of your child. Okay? Mm-hmm. And for my air sign women, or who identify as women, you are finding that this is deeply affecting your relationship with yourself and the way you see women. So, in order for us to stop repeating these patterns, we got to look within. We got to look within. We have to start working on showing up as the parent to yourself. Some of you are also a Sagittarius. Sagittarius, it still applies to you too, or you're dating a Sagittarius and you're having issues with this person and you're like, oh wow, like can we not get along? It's mainly because your mama. Yes, honey, your mama. This could be somebody. I'm channeling someone specific. You're married and your mother is getting in the way of your marriage. Literally and figuratively. Like air signs, there's like a group of y'all that your mother was a smother mother and she created unrealistic expectations now for you, for women, and for yourself. Okay, I mean the bar was high. We love mom with the high bar, but most of the times moms be doing that on purpose. Hmm. You could be dealing with the Taurus. You could be a Taurus. But mainly, let's get back to the program. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. It's time to reparent yourself. It's time to take accountability for the work that needs to be done for yourself. and for your healing, babe. If you want to keep attracting toxic friendship dynamics where your friends are silently stabbing you in the back, then don't work on it. That's fine by me, honey. Anyways, you have dating people coming up for my single air signs. You are going to be dating people, having a good time, and if you reparent yourself, you'll have better dates. Like, you'll attract people that are interested in your hobbies and interests, and not like people pleasing, because that's kind of what you grew up watching. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for engaging. What's your zodiac sign? Okay. Aquarius. Let's see, Aquarius. I feel like there's a very strong message coming for you. Oh, I feel it. It's coming in. Aquarius, you're not allowing your emotions to come in. It's kind of similar to the fire signs. You could be dating a fire sign. You could learn from them on how to be emotionally free and not so rigid, and exploring your emotions in relationship dynamics. Okay, some of you may be a part of the LGBTQ community, and I'm not gonna tell you to come out, but some of y'all are in the closet 100%, and either you can get comfortable in that closet, make a, but eventually, if you want something real, if you want something authentic, you have to be yourself. Eventually, okay. It could be an Aquarius woman, it could be a blonde, and if you already come out about it, the spirit is very grateful that you're being free to be yourself. Okay, free to be yourself. You've been, the person that I'm talking to. You've been out for a while now, and you're learning how to balance your energy, because you may have had strong relationships with your mother who did not approve of the things that you do in your sexuality and those things, Aquarius. And so you're kind of like, or you were, I'm talking to the old you and the new you. So eventually, Aquarius, you're gonna come out. For the ones that are still stuck, you're gonna come out eventually. And it's gonna be a beautiful thing for you, because you can really be yourself, and you might be able to even find someone who's more compatible with you. And for some of my Aquariuses, you could just be exploring. But then you end up right back with a person of the opposite sex. So it really doesn't matter. The whole point of the journey is the experience. So Aquarius, the point is you're finding yourself in these incompatible relationships because you weren't honest with your mama. Okay, let me stop. You weren't. Your mother may have lived in a delusion or an alternate universe, and or she had very strong boundaries about, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is how the world's supposed to be. And for you, Aquarius, that just was never it. It was never that. Honey, it was never that. So you may have abandoned and ran away from home, or just kind of like sheltered your personality, kept it hidden and closed. Okay, this doesn't have to be like a sexuality thing. This could also be just like you're putting your personality in the closet. You're not being your true self in your relationships, and you keep repeating that dynamics. Ooh, child. Who, I done dated some Aquariuses, honey, and they are very flamboyant. I'll tell you that. All right, Libras, what's going on with your relationship? Libra, I can tell you right now, you be in superficial relationships. You would always end up in a relationship with someone who's imbalanced, who's either a little too much or not enough. And it's because you haven't learned peace yet. Yes, you keep going or attracting these people that want to woo you with money and things and flowers and candies and all the nice things, darling, because you're so pretty and you look great on their arm. I don't know where this accent came from. If you're from the UK, I'm channeling your energy, darling. Somebody is watching from the UK, but you have been attracting a few people, and the pattern that you keep having is that These people are only wooing you because they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Stick and move, honey. Stick and move. That's what it's giving. It's giving, I don't have much time, so let me wine and dine you. And Libra, you'll take it. Honey, you're like, okay. Look at this. Look, I can't make it up. It's a good story, honey. It's a good story. We're gonna get to the end. Just hold on. Okay, so here's this little Prince Charming coming in, dilly and dallying, pretending to be something they're not. And you keep, look at you, thinking that life is a fairy tale. And here's your prince in shining armor, or not in shining armor, and they come in with their little flowers and their gifts, and here you are like, I'm so ready. Let's do it. Meanwhile, this person's not equally yoked. Meanwhile, this person has no spirituality and no commitment to something greater than them. And so you get behind that veil, honey, and you recognize and realize you've been bamboozled. Spirit wants you to have a man. And a lot of these men that you attract, Libra, have very feminine energy. Ugh, I hate to say that. They're imbalanced. Did I not say that? Did I not? Do I even need the cards? They're imbalanced in their frequency where they like to use women for looks because it looks pretty, because it looks good, and they don't really have much substance. And you're elevating your frequency every time you end up in relationships. That's like your way of growing and transforming. And you show so much love to these people and they don't give it back. The only thing they can do really is to buy you a gift. And you're enlightening these individuals, lightening their load, showing up for them in different ways, and they just be like, yeah, but let me see that from the back. Or let me see you support me at this event so everybody can see you support me at this event. And then when the event is over, I'm gonna go back and it's superficial and it's fake. Ooh, honey, it's giving Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. It's giving a PR stunt. It's giving you go your way, I'll go mine, and then we go back for the next event. Oh, Libra, you deserve something better than that. But really, it's because that's how your mama was. Mm-hmm. Your mama wanted to dress you up and make you look all handsome and cute and all, and all fine. You know what NFTs keep coming up. It's bottom of the deck. Luminosity. When you truly are at peace with what you offer and know that you can wait for something good to come, you don't accept mediocrity. And it's your life purpose to find a relationship that's equally yoked. Okay? It's your life purpose to find a relationship that's equally yoked, that will bring you abundance, honey. Not stress you out. Okay? Gemini. Gemini. Gemini, sometimes you like when women are attracted to your toxic traits. It's like, yeah, you think I'm hot? You like that bad boy? You like when I'm angry and cussing people out? You like that? No, sir, you need anger management. Or you end up in jail again. Okay? Alright. What's some relationship patterns that Gemini keeps repeating? We're healing some things today, honey. Commitment. Oh, honey. Am I reading? Am I tapped in or am I tapped in? Gemini, you cannot stand a smothering commitment. Do you see the parallel? It's like, oh my goodness, you're acting like my mom. Yes, honey, your mom was a worry wart and she worried you to death and controlled you to death and tried to make you do all types of things, but really she was just like loving you and nurturing you. But you took it a little harsh sometimes, okay? Look at that. Bottom of it. Love. I can't make it up. You lack commitment because you lack commitment to yourself. And there's a part of you that sees your mother within yourself. You don't like that part, and so you don't commit to that part. And so when other people love that part of you, you don't want to commit to them. And I'm not talking about the toxic stuff. I'm talking about some of the good things that your mother was, like nurturing and caring and intuitive and wise and intelligent. She was very, very, or she is. Some of you, your mother is not living anymore. But there was a part of your mother that you resent for pushing you too hard, doing too much. And so you find yourself in these commitments that mirror that type of dynamics. And as soon as they start to tell you what to do, you like, oh, I got to go, honey. I got to go. Okay. But you need to cleanse your energy and cleanse your experiences, your perception of your experiences. Your perception of your experiences is clouding your view because you're sitting in these pinnacle relationships and then a cloud rolls in and blocks the sun for a little bit and you're like, oh no, it's time to go. It's time to go. Meanwhile, cloud gonna be there for about 5-10 minutes and then the sun will be back. And that's relationships. But you're not waiting for the sun to come back out. You getting the hell out. And you could just slow down and allow the relationship to develop and allow the other person to heal. Okay. Well, earth signs. Taurus. Come to the stage, Taurus. Mm. Taurus, you end up in these dynamics where you stop taking care of yourself, really haven't started, and then you get in a relationship and start depending on someone else to take care of you. Then you become demanding about when they and how they're supposed to take care of you. You have a high level of neediness. Like, I need you to take care of me. Some of you, not all of you. Some of my Tauruses are like that. Okay? Taurus, you need to get your message right now, honey. Okay? Ooh, you're lacking boundaries And that's why you keep repeating these dynamics, honey. You lack boundaries on your personal time. You lack boundaries on your personal space, even in relationship dynamics where boundaries is love. You haven't been putting in the energy towards your gifts, towards your hobbies, towards the things that make you sparkle and light up. And then you look to your partner and like, well, why ain't you making me happy? Well, why ain't you doing enough? Or you end up healing yourself, nurturing yourself. And by that time, you done found yourself in a relationship where that person wasn't on the level for you. This is worthiness. This is about worthiness. And you realize, wow, when I am not feeling myself, not feeling my best, I end up in these relationships that are not for my good. Is this resonating? Hi guys, welcome in. Do you want partners that value you for your looks or for your spirit, Taurus? Because beauty fades, and so do they. Well, the problem is, you attract these relationships that lack love and care, because you're not loving yourself and taking care of yourself. And then when you start loving yourself and taking care of yourself, these relationships become no longer compatible, no longer in harmony. They no longer flow. I'm just telling you the truth. I love you. All right, earth signs. What's the common relationship pattern that earth signs are dealing with? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Ooh. Taurus. Ooh. Yeah, all of y'all love the bad boys. What's going on? Or the bad girl, the baddie. I think a lot of earth signs have a very traditional view of relationships. Like, it's giving 1940s, 1950s. It's giving the man is in the house, the woman's in the, I'm a housewife, you're, it's giving that. But it's also giving you don't know how to create your own relationship views. Like, you're looking at the generations before you and saying, well, that's how they used to do it, so that's how I should do it. When you have to personally create your own way of dating, your own way of courting. Like, if you're in a relationship towards Virgo or Capricorn with someone who maybe the gender norms are totally different and they're flipped, that's okay. If it works for you and your boo, mute anybody that got a problem with that. Okay? If you're a hardworking woman, you run that business, you come home to your man frying up the bacon, as long as you make sure that he feels like he's that man while he's frying up that bacon, doesn't matter. Y'all eating bacon. Y'all eating a good meal. And what matters is that you guys are in each other's company. Same thing. I have a lot of the LGBTQ community watching me, darling. Hello, welcome. Welcome, darling. If you find yourself dating someone that's traditional, but they're a part of that community, step out, or you are, step out of those gender roles, honey. Whoever's good at the laundry should be doing the laundry. It shouldn't be the woman. Or if it's both women in the household, whoever wants to do the laundry should do the laundry. Not the one who's the most masculine. I think a lot of your relationship patterns towards Virgo and Capricorn is that you guys tend to put your relationships in a box. It gotta look this way. It's got to operate this way, or it's not how the old folks used to do it. Okay, Virgo. Virgo. Actually, I'm feeling Virgo and Capricorn at the same time. Hey. Okay, some of y'all are trying to do like, what do you call it? Polygamy. Listen, hey, to each his own. To each his own, baby boo. To each his own. I don't know. I feel like it never really works. It just doesn't really work. Somebody always ends up jealous. And you may be like, no, me and my partner, we're not jealous like that. We don't. Okay. It usually ends in divorce. Especially if you're married and then you get in a marriage and then, yeah, I'm talking to somebody. You got married, a marriage, and you're like, okay, well, we can see other people. But you're like, nah, I don't know if I want to do that. I would, if you're the earth sign, I trust you on that one. But no, that's all I'm getting. That's all I'm getting. Also, what you could do is what you really need to do is a lot of the times when people are like in search of polygamy and they want another to explore outside the relationship, they really want to explore a relationship with themselves and they don't have enough time because they're always with their partner. But then they want to move that time with another person and it's like, babe, you're just distracting yourself even more from the relationship with yourself. So don't fall for it. And if you're the person trying to pull the wool over your head, baby, go get some therapy. Some therapy or a reading with Bob the Healer, honey. Okay? Oh, child. And here's the thing. You might be married to somebody or in a relationship with someone who's trying to pull the wool over your eyes because they want to date your friend. And they want the okay to do, and they probably already did. That's the sad part. They probably already dated your friend and they didn't tell you. So you end up in these relationship dynamics where it ends up being polygamy because there's no set boundaries. Hey, you shouldn't be in that kitchen. Get about that kitchen. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Why are you in that kitchen? Yo, I'll be on here, my dog think he can get away with whatever. I'm like, well, mom's doing something, so while she's doing that, I'm gonna go see if I can find something. All right, moving on. Virgos, Virgos, Virgos. Virgos, it's time to level up, per usual. The pattern that you keep repeating is that you keep being in relationships that are incompatible with where you're going, but you end up in a relationship. I feel like this is the same reading for the earth signs in general. I just said that, but whatever. I have to rewatch this. But compatibility. You're not compatible with these people and you keep repeating that same pattern. You attract these people who don't see the level up like you see the level up. Okay? And you are glowing, Virgos. You're glowing and Spirit wants to use you in a major way. Okay? And you keep attracting these partners that are not ready to go where you're going. So what can they do to stop this relationship pattern? Because it don't really sound like my Virgos are doing anything wrong other than just being themselves. I feel like you attract everybody, but you end up choosing to date the we ain't gonna talk about it. Okay. The garden. You need to relax. You need to take a break from dating, Virgo. Yeah. Because what happens is you end up dating these distorted masculine, they bring down your vibration, and then you looking around, you're like, dang, like, or you, if you're the masculine, say, just flip it. Just flip the roles. You're working on yourself, and divine wants you to attract someone that is a divine partner, and you're rising in your divinity, and these chicken heads ain't gonna cut it no more. These people that are not really putting in the work ain't gonna cut it no more. And you used to be addicted to a certain body type, Virgo, that's not going to, like, it has no substance. No shade. All bodies are beautiful. But there's a certain body type that you had a thing for. And it attracted a certain mindset, if you catch what I'm saying. Okay? And now that you're balancing out your chi, working on your inner me, these chicken heads got to go. Sorry, y'all, my dog's drinking water. Must be my indication. Okay. How we feeling? Y'all rocking with me? Let's see, we did air, fire. Oh, we still need to do Capricorns. Capricorns, you can pretty much get the same message. I'm sure of it, but let's see. Capricorns, what's going on with your relationship patterns? What relationship patterns do you keep repeating? What can we do? Honey, this is a great reading. Emotional freedom, also about commitment. Yes. Okay. Oh, honey, you know the saying that if you love something, you got to release it, and if it comes back to you, then it was meant to be? You don't believe in that, do you? You want to. Or you end up being in relationships with people who don't believe that. And where it applies, it applies. Don't be offended. Just telling the truth. And what you'll find, you could be dating a Libra or dated a Libra or have consistently been dating Libras. They make the ones for you, honey. They need to work on their relationship with their self and reparenting themselves. And you should probably go watch their video and cross watch for that when this saves. But Capricorn, I feel like you lack the commitment to your own goals, and then you end up distracting yourself by getting in a relationship with someone who's also not committed to their own goals. And if you're spying, at least share. Share it with whoever. I don't care. Just share it. It's free. That's how you support me. Is share, like, subscribe, or book a reading. Self-respect will make you more compatible with the people you really want to align with. Because here's the thing, you keep trying to align yourself with a clique of relationships that are inauthentic, and then it's not working. Okay, I'm getting out of this. Okay, moving on. Basically, Capricorn, the relationship pattern that keeps repeating for you is you're inconsistent, or you're attracting people that are inconsistent and non-committal. You could also be dating an Aquarius, or were dating Aquarius, or a Scorpio. Definitely getting Scorpio. And, or it's flipped. Okay, so there's three storylines I'm getting. There's a group of Capricorns where you keep going into these toxic relationships where commitment is the issue. Commitment to yourself really is the main storyline. And both of you are lacking that. And then there's another storyline where one of you is lacking that, and where it applies, it applies. And then there's a storyline where both of you can transform together. But to get to the third storyline, honey, you got to do a little bit of inner healing and self-reflection of why you keep distracting yourself with relationships instead of investing more time into yourself. Because you need another person to be dating, honey. Just back to the polygamy conversation. Like, you need another person to be dating. Honey, you barely got enough time as it is. Okay, Capricorn, so if you really want to have a relationship that you really desire, you have to first look at yourself and the relationship with yourself. And if you say, oh, I love the relationship with myself, well, what is it that you are accepting that's below the minimum? Because there's somewhere up in there where you're accepting something from these dynamics It's probably because that person ain't putting in the work. You putting in all the work, Capricorn. You doing everything and letting them get by. And you don't do that to yourself. You hold yourself accountable. Water signs. What is your relationship pattern that we're breaking today? What's the relationship pattern that you keep finding yourself in, darling? You keep going or attracting relationships that just look cute. Oh, we look cute together. Oh, everything. We match the same. We look the same. Everything's the same. That's my twin. Not realizing that you're manifesting your shadow work right there in that twin. Oh, no, man. I feel personally attacked. The people you keep attracting are like your karmic partners to a degree. They're not necessarily karmic, they're divine. You can kind of call them your soulmates. But they're showing you how to be yourself, the good and the bad. And sometimes you'll attract these partners where you haven't healed parts of yourself, and it scares you when you see it in someone else. It scares you when you see your addiction problems in someone else. It scares you when you see that you have money issues and the person that you're dating can't control their spending. And these aren't problems that you can keep avoiding. This is also about creative compatibility. This is a message, especially for Scorpios. You keep having kids with people you don't even like. And then you ghost them. And then they want you to come back. So here, you're in codependent relationships, water signs. You keep repeating those same patterns where either you're the nurturer. Oh, God, this is really triggering me. Hi, welcome in. Either you end up in these dynamics where you're the sauce, honey, where you're the what gets the people going, honey, where you're the person that's motivating them and you're getting them to manifest their goals and dreams and you're getting them to take care of themselves. Like you're the jump starter. You jumpstart their careers, honey. And you're all the sauce. And then you wonder why that you come out feeling depleted from these relationships. You done gave them all your sauce. Well, Bob, I got a little sauce saved up in the fridge. Okay, okay. The problem is you're not gonna get no sauce back from them. And why do you keep finding yourself in relationships with people who don't got the same level of creativity, charisma, of swag as you? Okay, let's get a cards for Scorpio. I'm feeling Scorpio energy strong right now, honey. You're a Scorpio moon, honey. I see you. Scorpios. What's going on with Scorpios? What's going on with Scorpios? What pattern do they keep repeating in relationships? You're right, baby. There's no one like you. And you need to find someone that has that same level of individuality and creativity. Like they sauce, but do it in their way. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep going to people who ain't got no sauce and they keep stealing yours, I said they keep stealing yours, it's a form of self-sabotage. And what's their zodiac sign? just keep getting the same thing. Compatibility, Scorpios. You find yourself in relationships with people who are not compatible as you, and it's mainly because you could be dating an Aries, for sure. You're dating an Aries, and you end up being lured into someone sexually because of the chemistry and the vibe that you're having, but you don't realize that this person is not showing up in their true self. They're wearing a mask. And then it takes some time, a couple years, and then you realize, oh wow, I really wanted my soulmate. I really wanted um, a, a full embodied representation, not someone that just wanted one version of me. What's your sign? Scorpio, you're no longer compatible with the old version of you and the old version of you and what it used to attract. Like, I know that person used to get you going. But as you've matured and you've leveled up your frequency, and this is really about your divine masculinity and what you will and won't accept anymore. You ain't playing around with people. And you want to be more compatible with someone who's on that frequency level and creativity level. Here's the thing: some of my Scorpios, you have a father of a child or a mother of a child, right? This is the storyline. You've dated that person. You might have a few baby mom, baby daddies, okay, or you a few children with this person, okay. And if I'm reading you, put it in the comments. And you and this person have been going back and forth for years now, just like repeating the same cycles. And eventually, Scorpio, you're going to get tired of that. And you're going to move on because you're moving up. And you're going to be gifted with a stronger divine masculine energy, more structure. Um, you're going to be taking better care of yourself, your home, your finances. Like, this person was keeping you low. They was in your pockets all the time. Or you find yourself in these same relationship dynamics where they're just like depleting you and taking things from you. Some of them was stealing from you too. But I mean, the sex was good. Sex was phenomenal. The head was crazy stupid. But, that's all it was. That's all it was. And this person knew. But here's the thing. Because you are, this is the good part of the story, Scorpio. This is where it gets really good. Because you decided to raise your vibrational frequency, or you will be, and no longer engage in these repeatable patterns of chasing you, replacing you, chasing you, replacing you, chasing you, replacing you. Instead, I'm going to work on me, making me stronger, healthier, working on my body, my physique. You see it in the gym. Okay, I'm going to work on what I allow, my boundaries. Okay, Scorpio man, I see you. That this person was like, oh wow, you're not attracted to me anymore. You're not falling for my old tricks anymore. Oh, it's time for me to grow up. Here's the thing. Some of my Scorpios, you gonna leave this person, you're gonna find your soulmate, bottom of the deck. Or this person is going to be your soulmate. The person that you've been doing these repeatable patterns with, but it required for you to break the pattern. It's getting juicy now. It required for you to break that cycle for them to break down and become the person they were supposed to be. Because you might have left them high and dry, and it hurt their ego a little bit, bruised their ego a little bit. And it was like, oh, you not attracted to me no more? You don't want this no more? Yeah, because you're playing games. Because you're playing with my time, you're playing with my energy and my resources, and you're stealing from me. I don't have time for this. I'm finna go work on me. I'm finna go give myself the love that I desire. And that individual straightened up. And now they're working on themselves. They're in the gym. They're working on their creative talents. And now you guys are more compatible. And all it took for you was to break the cycle. It was for you to say, you know what? I deserve. Maybe I deserve. Maybe I deserve. Okay? Baby, I deserve my soulmate. Okay? And now you guys are leading hand in hand. It's like a good story, honey. This is like a good movie. Okay? And for some of y'all, Scorpio, it was because you or they refused to commit. And so you had to let them know, oh, I can go. Oh, I can pack it up and go. Don't let this fool you, honey. Don't let my kind, caring heart fool you, baby. I can pack it up. Wrap this up, honey. And so, you had to let them know that I'll break this cycle real quick. And they saw, broke down, and got it together. And now it's leading you guys to your path. Baby, the soul gotta keep searching until we did. What you mean? You're never too old to learn. Honey, you're never too old to learn. Okay? Isn't that you're never too old to break that generational curse. You're never too old to stop those relationship patterns. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on up. What's the next sign? Cancers. No. We're gonna do Pisces. Are we do? We're gonna do Cancer. My bad. My bad. Cancer. Hi. Are we a Cancer's zodiac sign? I think somebody in here is definitely a Cancer. 100%. And if you had a little bit of courage, just comment below because I'm feeling your energy, babe. And it would help me as a psychic to know that you're actually here. No, I know you're the Taurus. You missed your reading earlier. But hopefully you'll subscribe and watch the replay live. But there's a Cancer up in here. I know. I see you. And you're hiding. Baby, I love everybody. And I understand Spanish. So you could type in Spanish and I'll understand it. Or there's translation. Here's story time. One of my first readings that I ever did was to someone who did not speak English. Like they didn't know any English at all. And it was all in just cards. I was able to articulate to them. And the person that they were with was like, oh yeah, they understand everything you're saying. So language really is not a barrier. I don't care what anybody says. Energy doesn't need words. Just like sound doesn't need words, energy doesn't need words. So most of the time, I have learned that I can understand people with different languages, even if I can't speak it, by the energy. Dang, what is going on outside? I'm sure that things are happening, and once I get off this live, I'm gonna know some stuff is happening up in LA that's going down. It's getting crazy out here, y'all. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. Okay. Cancers. Cancers. Ooh. Oh, this is kind of cute. No, let me stop. Let me stop. I love cancers, especially Cancer men. I just love cancers in general, right? But cancers, you're so cute. But it's not cute. Like, it's not. Because it leads you into... You're adorable, Cancer. Like, what? You put your heart out there in these relationships and you don't think about it. You just... Some of my cancers are like this. Some of my other cancers, no, you don't. But for most of you, Cancer women too, you're like, oh, you kind of believe... You're a little naive. You believe everything a person will tell you in dating. Like, oh, you love me? Oh, you think I'm the prettiest person in the whole world? Tell me more. Meanwhile, this person's just trying to get closer to you, if you know what I'm saying. Um, but you're easily flattered by the people that you're dating. And it kind of makes, not it kind of, it does make you open, because these individuals know they can slide a little compliment in there, they can do a little and pretty much wool your panties off. Honey, all they gotta do is flash a little gold, a little money, pay a little bill, and you're like, oh, you wanna get married today? And for my Cancer men, it's kind of the same, but flip the sides. It's like you immediately start courting this person. Oh my God. Okay, Spirit interrupted this broadcast just to say, if you're a Cancer and you're spying on me, God knows. Anyways, this might have been somebody I was dating too, or I had dated. It is, but anyways, hey, we might have a connection, honey. You might need to hit my line and work on some things. That's the thing, Cancer. You be too busy watching the person you interested in instead of working on things. Mhm. Mhm. So yes, Cancers, your relationship pattern that you keep repeating is that you keep stalking your prey. You keep stalking people you're interested in instead of speaking up, or you overdo it with your crushes where you're like, oh, I can handle that. Oh, I can do that. And you don't learn to build a connection with them first to know if they're worthy of all this effort that you're putting in. Thank you for subscribing, baby. Love your support. Because here's the thing, this is why you're so precious to God, is because your heart is so pure and you have really, really, really good intentions most of the time. Okay, unless somebody try to play you, then oh honey, you waiting for the day you get them back. But other than that, your heart is so pure that God wants you to be a little bit smarter about what you do with his child's heart. Okay, so be careful who you give your heart to, because not everybody's good at protecting your heart. Some of them need to clean out their heart space. They got a dirty heart. They don't know what to do with your clean heart. All right. And I keep getting this card. The gardener. Transformation. You got to do the work, Cancers. In your commitments, you have to put in the work. Stop being afraid to put in the work. Okay? To put in a little work, honey. Let me work on this. No marriage is perfect. No relationship dynamics. See, this is the thing, Cancer. Let me say this. A lot of y'all met your grandparents after their marital issues. Can we get into some things, honey? I said, can we get into some things? We idolize and only remember or get mesmerized by our elders and our ancestors who had already been through everything. By the time that we met them, they didn't have nothing to argue about. By the time that we got to pay attention to their dynamics, we didn't get to learn a thing or two. Love. Ooh, I love when this just is like a story. This is like a story, babe. And if this story is resonating, comment below. Or just like. It's free, babe. You don't have to. No one's going to catch you. When you grow up and you grow in relationships, they age like fine wine, darling. They age like fine wine, darling. It's like, we used to have this thing in our 20s, you know what I'm saying? And as we've aged, we've just got so more mature in how we love each other. I don't need to do all the texting. I know when this person's coming home and I know what they want to eat for dinner. And I pretty much got it on the stove. See, that's the part that we didn't see was the work. We didn't see the work in those relationship dynamics. We saw the fruit from the work. We saw the children. We saw the family gatherings, the commitment to the legacy. We saw that in those generations. Exactly. Exactly. It takes two to tango. And sometimes your partner may not have the energy to tango. Sometimes your partner don't. Sometimes your partner just want to hear the tango beat. Ground. Like, but they're like, look, I just don't got the energy today. So you gotta maybe tango in front of them while they're sitting in the chair, and then maybe tomorrow they get up and tango and you don't really want to tango. That's love. But you don't just completely walk away from the dance floor, honey. You don't stop working on your dance moves. You got to put in the energy and the frequency that's needed to keep the relationship growing and transforming. That's the work. That's love. That's any relationship. And we tend to glamorize and over idolize marriage as if it's any different than the relationship with ourselves. Except with marriage, you get to leave them when you die. You don't get to leave yourself when you die. You with you forever. So it's important, Cancers, that you don't overinvest in relationships where they're not giving you nothing or they haven't even shown you the level of commitment that is required to get that level of love. And then for those of you who are struggling with your commitments in love, it's because you're not learning how to love. Both y'all, both people in both scenarios are not learning love. Love conquers all things. It can endure all things, even the petty. And that's what that generation understood. It's like, okay, yeah, we arguing today and all the things, but we got a bigger legacy to build. We're thinking 20, 30 years down the line. Today is today. But you do have to take it one day at a time. Okay? Pisces. Trying to think, did I forget anybody else? We did fire signs, Taurus, Virgo. We did Capricorn. We did Aquarius. We did Gemini. We did Libra. Yeah. Child, let's go. Let's go, baby. Pisces. Oh, Pisces, what's up? Have I not heard this story before? Love. Pisces, you need to learn how to love and not codependency. A lot of the times you learn from your mother that being this like um, angelic figure that's like, or maybe you didn't learn from your mother. Maybe this is the opposite. And you became this because your mother wasn't that. Maybe your mother was very aggressive and mean and like controlling, or you've been in relationships with these types of women. And I'm just hearing so many storylines right now. Give me a second, guys, to channel. Okay, we have three groups. The Pisces that are single right now, you got to focus on self-love, balancing your energy, meditating, because your mind is warfare. And you'll end up in these relationships where you talk yourself out or second guess that this person loves you or is for you. Oh, child, Rihanna, what is going on? When really love is everywhere in this relationship and it's everywhere within you too. And when you're with this person, you feel more love. You feel like you can love yourself better, right? This is for Pisces that are single, kind of, they're like, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship or not, but you're dating someone and it's getting kind of serious. Or that's the pattern that keeps repeating for you. You'll be single, and then this person gives you all this love, and then you abandon the relationship with yourself instead of continuously working on yourself. So, like I said at the beginning of this. Second scenario is the Pisces that are working on forgiveness, forgiving your mother for being so aggressive, mean, and controlling, or forgiving women in general who you've dated, interacted with, been in relationships with, that took advantage of you, weren't kind to you, didn't provide, or show up in major ways. You could be dating a Virgo, or your mother could have been a Virgo. You could also be practicing celibacy, or you go in between being extremely like giving sexually to then, oh, I don't want to have sex with anyone. I just want to save myself. It's an imbalance. I understand why you're doing it, but it's kind of like an addiction of like, or some of you are struggling with the sex addiction, unfortunately. So you end up in these relationships with people when you're in your kick, and then when you're done, kind of discard them. But most importantly, Pisces, you have to focus on forgiveness, because what happens is you don't forgive these people for how they've treated you, especially your mother or these women figures, or maybe even yourself. And you end up going right into the next relationship with the same person that's going to do the same thing. And they do it all the same way. And you just become overly giving, overly chivalrous. Um, and some of you might even be doing conjuring spells too, where you are trying to get people to come back, your exes to pop back up in your life, but they just bring more trauma to you, honey, and they bring more of your addictions to the surface. Hi, welcome in. And these relationship patterns keep happening as you continuously date because you're not slowing down, stopping, and reading the room. For my Pisces that are in committed relationships, I do feel like you need to work. Oh, how do I put this? This is very difficult to say. Pisces, I do think your partner could be stepping out on you. Or, listen, honey, I'm not trying to break up nobody's marriage or commitment. I just want to say this. When you are neglecting yourself and your partner, it leaves the door for other people to show up for your partner in the same ways that you usually show up for them, and in all ways. And I do feel like that becomes a consistent theme where like you're off dilly dallying doing whatever, and then they feel neglected and deprived, and so then they start exploring other options. And some of them, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Some of them are not even trying to explore these other options. These other options are trying to explore them. So, like, protect your relationships, Pisces. Oh, child. Yes, please. That is a deep message. Protect your marriage, protect your relationship, protect the love. Don't give up on your relationships and abandon them because what you think, somebody's trash is somebody else's treasure, okay? So just be careful. Like, you neglecting these relationships and somebody else is looking at your partner like, oh, I could, they're looking real good, okay? Meanwhile, your partner's not trying to pay them any attention. They want you, but I do think this has to do with the level of creativity that you have. Like, things just don't become fun anymore in relationships for you, Pisces, after the spark is gone. And so you be kind of like, well, I'm gonna go have some fun over here. And this may be like all your relationships, not just your intimate ones, like even your friendships. Like when you and your friends kind of go through these dips where you're not compatible or you're doing different things at different times, you kind of just stop communicating. But it's about intimacy. Don't run from an opportunity to get to know your partners, even when the relationship is not like sunshines and butterflies. You have the opportunity to grow with someone, and you kind of avoid that because you avoid growing within yourself. You still see yourself the same way you did as a kid, the same, like, you haven't even outgrown some of these patterns that you have within yourself. So your relationships keep repeating the same thing because you are lacking self intimacy and a form of self respect. Like, you're asking spirit for help in relationships. You're praying for better partners. But when given the opportunity to make better decisions in your own life, you abandon that too. But forgive yourselves, Pisces, for not making the best decisions in the past so that you don't keep choosing partners that are from your lower frequency. And I won't even say lower frequency because these partners aren't bad. They just don't know how to keep up with you, honey. I think collectively, we all are learning that equal give and take is like law. If you find yourself in these relationships that are imbalanced, it is law that they will not stay together. You may stay together for a long time, but at some point, you will disconnect. The other person doesn't do the work, but you're doing the work. And the real relationship that matters the most is ourselves. Collectively, we continuously getting these dynamics, and the relationship overpowers the relationship with self. But it's time to put a stop to it. It's time to nurture ourselves so that we can show up completely and whole for the person that is completely and whole that we want to be with. And we stop accepting relationship dynamics that are incompatible to who we really are. Okay? Thank you all for joining me on this live. This talk was so freaking powerful as usual. And I'm so excited to see you guys join me on the next conversation. Okay? Thanks for talking with me.